Direct from the Pep Radio newsroom, here's the latest news blast. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order seeking to end transgender-inclusive policies and anti-racist education in K through 12 schools. The order calls to cut off federal funding to trans-inclusive and anti-racist schools to force schools to out trans students to their potentially unsupportive parents and accuse supportive teachers of sexually exploiting minors or unlawfully practicing medicine. The order is part of Trump's larger plan to discredit and defund public education in order to redirect billions of taxpayer funds from public schools to private religious homeschools and charter schools, a long sought goal of Christian nationalists. Trump's order also calls to end federal funding for schools that promote discriminatory equity ideology that teaches an individual's race, color, sex, or national origin is inherently racist or oppressive, whether consciously or unconsciously, or that virtues such as merit, excellence, hard work, fairness, neutrality, objectivity, and racial colorblindness are sexist or racist, or were created by members of a particular race, color, sex, or national origin deliberately to oppress members of another race, color, sex, or national origin. The trans-inclusive policies targeted by the order include social transitioning methods that affirm trans students' gender identities. These methods include confidential conversations with teachers and school counselors, addressing trans people by their personal name or pronouns, calling a child non-binary, and allowing trans students to access facilities or sports teams that match their gender identity. The order gives the Secretaries of Education, Defense, and Health and Human Services a 90-day deadline to work with the Attorney General to present an ending indoctrination strategy that would end federal funding for schools, programs, and teacher trainings that incorporate trans-inclusive policies and anti-racist education. The order overturns the interpretation of Title IX used by the administration of former President Joe Biden, which considered anti-trans school policies as a form of sex-based discrimination. Instead, Trump's order interprets Title IX as requiring schools to deny the existence of trans people in order to purportedly protect students from sex-based discrimination. Trump's order is unsurprising insofar as it follows several other anti-trans executive orders against so-called gender ideology extremism and gender-affirming care for youth and adults. The order also directs the Attorney General to coordinate with state attorneys general and local district attorneys to prosecute K through 12 teachers and school officials who violate the law by sexually exploiting minors, unlawfully practicing medicine by offering diagnoses and treatment without the requisite license, or otherwise unlawfully facilitating the social transition of a minor student. In doing so, the order lays the groundwork for parents to sue educators with trans-inclusive policies and accusing them of sexually exploiting students, the likes of which could lead to costly civil and criminal prosecutions. In essence, the order will shut down all conversations around anti-racism and trans inclusion. Here at PEP Radio, we are not shutting down these conversations. We would like to hear from you. Send a message to pepradio@paequality.com to let us know what you think about this story. We'll share your ideas in a future news blast. Be sure to follow us and Pennsylvania Equality Project on Blue Sky. Coming up right now, the latest weather forecast on PEP Radio.